Tear it open!
Coming in fresh, at number 1, from a team of veterans who previously worked on the Rockstar and also then the EA games. Not to mention, actually backed with the biggest Chinese game developer than Tencent, we've got here something called The Last Sentinel. I've mentioned maybe once. It's a narrative-focused open-world game set to prioritize the player's experience and immersion above all else in gameplay, promising to deliver the most ambitious series of games to this day. We're still actually waiting on a release window. The game is coming to PCs and the next generation of consoles only.
Follow me.
Working on it.
The main developers behind Tom Clancy's Division franchise. They have an almost same in style, another extraction shooter with some base building elements, a post-apocalyptic shooter, an IP in the making here for a couple of years going by the name XB1. Was actually described by its creators as a tactical open-world extraction shooter set in a world ripped apart by apocalyptic forces of nature. Here's a trailer. This game is coming to PCs and the next generation of consoles sometime this year.
Inbound. Good to go?
Easy in, easy out.
That's our ride.
As possible.
Damn skank!
Moving on, we've got over here actually the old Star Citizen Squadron 42 campaign, one of the most anticipated additions in a 12-year period we're talking about over here. Now finally happening later on in the following months, Squadron 42 will feature a new cast and the promise to deliver an immersive experience in both story and gameplay. What Starfield probably should have, but anyway, here's a trailer. Squadron 42 is coming to PCs
Adds a
only.
layer of dynamism to the experience, alongside our improved AI, that can now have hundreds of combinations of traits that allow us to create unique and challenging combat encounters that really push your tactical awareness and skill.
나한테 임무?
루셀 기억하지?
알겠어. 하지.
NCSoft also just came up with an update on Project Triple L. If you didn't catch a glimpse of this one yet through the G-Star show last, their game will be coming out when it's renamed later on PCs and the next generation of consoles, mid to late this year. Project LLL, for those of you new, is an open-world, massive multiplayer online third-person shooter about a future, I believe, South Korea, where humans, mutants, and also then demons from other realms are all fighting on the same field.
What she found that day was a miracle. It would be our salvation to fight against the Celestials, humanity's greatest enemy.
This is it.
Moving on to number 5 from a team of BioWare veterans. We've got here also Exodus. It's a Mass Effect TS time-bending science fiction RPG. This also comes from the same team who previously came up with the Magic the Gathering game, promising a world where players can almost explore the universe itself. Now, there's no words on a release date or even a window, just a trailer, revealing the player will take on a role of a traveler searching the beyond.
Away from her. We both knew the cost of using the gates. When you travel at light speed, time slows to a crawl. It was only days for me, but an entire lifetime passed for her. And in the chaos of those final moments, we never said goodbye.
No, come with me! Wait! Please! Tom! I love you.
Our service, our sacrifice, discovers worlds, seeds hope, breaks empires. We are the travelers.
Proceeding on board. Synchronization at 83%. Injecting EIC particles.
If you've already played Armored Core games and found them specifically addicting, well, especially the latest one, the Fires of Rubicon, which was divine, honestly, you're probably gonna love Make a Break if you haven't seen the reveal trailer yet. First things first, it's actually a multiplayer game in general, pretty much in the same style of the last year's Capcom Exoprimal. The game is coming to PCs in the next generation of consoles only, mid to late 2024.
has a vast and beautiful ecosystem.
THQ Nordic revealed another new trailer for Outcast 2, A New Beginning. They actually retitled the game to just plain old Outcast, A New Beginning, and said it'll be coming to PCs in the next generation of consoles on March 15 this year. Now, if you're new to this one, Outcast is a series of real-time strategy games that surfaced almost 25 years ago. This game will be a single player only now, clocks around 40 hours a beat, and this is how it'll eventually look.
Is part of a whole. The many hidden relations that connect all living things on Adelpha in perfect harmony. He discovered our secrets, learned how to nurture our creatures, nourished our plants, to understand that they only grow together. And he learned to influence this delicate system for the better. The more effort he put in, the greater the impact.
Okay, we'll figure this out.
The young woman runs up a ramp as explosions rock the lowest level. Red emergency lights flash on the next floor, where an enemy activates a shield.
Shield!
An option appears, blaster or focused, which selects. She fires, disabling the shield and knocking out the enemy.
Number 8, it's George Lucas's directed, I believe, anticipated game, Star Wars Outlaws. Previously rumored to be years off, now coming out for PCs and next generation of consoles only late 2024. This open-world Star Wars game has a whole new direction and will offer an entirely different approach in scale, graphics, and also the story. It easily takes the cakes in the series. There's a few ones in the making too. This one's the biggest. Not to mention, it's actually Ubisoft, Lucasfilms, and even Disney partnering up for this one.
She opens fire with a blaster rifle, causing an explosion that sends people flying.
Dick Ferrick!
Stop her!
She tosses the spent rifle and runs for an open dock. Throwing a cable onto a mechanical arm, the young woman lowers herself out of the facility with Nix on her back.
I think that went pretty well, right?
Still under fire, she hops on a speeder bike and heads across rocky terrain until she outruns the attack. Racing over a plateau, she catches air, finding 2 pursuers up ahead.
Ugh, these guys don't quit!
Maneuvering between them, the young woman pulls ahead on a dirt road.
Hang on!
On the back of her bike, Nix looks behind them. The pursuers overtake her, then the view slows as the young woman draws her blaster. She fires on one pursuer.
Space was my second home. My work that mattered. I was the hero. For my nation. For my family.
Moving on to number 9, we have a first time mention over here, I believe, although from almost half a year ago. It's a first person shooting adventure game going by the name Moon Mystery. Not only it's a first person shooter though, but also an exploration based survival in which you basically play the life of an astronaut on a mission to discover what truly lies beneath the surface of our moon. The game is coming out of a Kickstarter campaign into PCs in about a few months, we hear.
My name is Sam Walker, and I want my life back.
Path is clear.
Focus Entertainment's latest game, also than Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, just went gold and is now coming out after 12 years of wait on September 9 into PCs and also the next generation of consoles only, as it was previously announced. Space Marine 2 will let you this time play the role of Lieutenant Titus himself as he fights alien hordes in the name of the dystopian Imperium of humanity. As you can see, the game's a third-person action slasher and shooter, and we had a new trailer for it.
optimize your combat AI. I have to warn you that pressing the wrong floor may lead to unexpected consequences.
I mentioned this one a few months ago, but in case you missed it, we've got here another cyberpunk-style open-world game coming from an indie developer, although a team-based action RPG you might want to keep in your mind, going by the name just Spine. Spine's been in development for over 4 years already and has been teased only once. That was until recently though. The game was picked up earlier and it's now coming to PCs and the next generation of consoles mid to late 2024.
Now open your eyes, slowly.
The first Ascendants just got a release window of summer 2024, along with a new trailer that pretty much shows off most of the game's combat, if not all of it. The game's a third-person looter, shooter, heavily inspired by the Warframe, and a class character-based looter shooter with skills, gun, and then also the addition of a grappling hook. Anyway, the game is coming to PCs, actually both generation of consoles, on the same day.
Get it together, Balbi!
Fate always tests us. You have to fight until the end. I'll find you.
I've mentioned this a few weeks ago from an update. NCSoft actually released a new trailer for Project M, the Quantic Dream inspired cinematic action adventure game they've been cooking. We've gathered to be in the same style of the Detroit Become Human game and an Unreal Engine 5 project. Anyway, the game is coming out of Korea, been in development for over 2 years, and is now coming to PCs the next generation of consoles only soon, possibly August this year. Released around May last year. At number 14 we have Glaciers. In short, it's an action adventure that takes place on an ice-covered version of Earth about 65 million years into the future. Technically you play as this species evolved from birds and fish, and you get to fight for survival whilst discovering what's new in our world. I mean, it's like nature meets science fiction. The game is coming to PCs only and set to be released by the end of the year, if not early next year.
Of wonder and awe. We breached the cosmic veil and reached a new planet.
Moving on to number 15, we have the Arknights and Fields, revealed over 2 years ago, almost 3, now coming to mobiles in addition to PCs in the PlayStation 5 in a week, January 11. Finally, the game is already going through a beta. I mean, it was, I believe. Here's a trailer, a new one. The new Arknights game here is a real-time strategy, or action RPG anime, and a tad inspired by the Atelier games in formula.
I've seen lights in orbit with no home.
And last but not least, well, in case you didn't catch a glimpse of this one yet, or even better, have, just not updated, a few more minutes of gameplay was leaked through Reddit from Arc Raiders in closed beta testing. The game of talking here is, in case you missed out, an extraction shooter from Embark Studios, the creators of the recently released game The Finals, which was dope. It'll be a co-op play versus environment shooter, Unreal Engine 5 project, coming to PCs and action consoles later this year.
Everything to lose. But even more,